We got a special twist on Third Party Thursday today. So stay tuned as we talk about the New York Jets like we always do. This time they're in Charlotte. Joint practice, joint episode, right here, right now. Boy Green meets Wudi.
Zoinks! It is unequivocally the Super Bowl for New York Jet fans.
Field Yates, baby. Field Gosh Darn Yates. Let's bring him on the show.
Come on, people. Connor Rogers is joining the show. What's up, Connor? But Trevor Gosh Darn Sycamore, baby, for me, personally, my favorite New York Jet of all time.
Wow, it's great to be on. What an intro that was right there.
Paul, nobody does an intro like you, man.
Paul, you give the best intro of literally any podcast that I've ever been.
I'm gonna lose my gosh darn bananas.
Welcome to another episode of Boy Green Meets Wudi. It is your boy, James Wudi. All caps, no cap. You already see the comments flowing. That's what I love to see while the intro's playing, are the comments flowing. This man right here. Last week, I seen it in the comments, so I'm definitely about to adapt it to my intro. The boy who became king, okay? The king of the Boy Green Coffee Club himself, the man behind the channel. Boy Green, how are you doing today?
I'm doing awesome, and I can already see, speaking of the boy who became king, I can already see several members of the Boy Green Coffee Club already in here. Rick Kent, who's been a big supporter, gifting memberships left and right. Woohoo! Coffee Club Unite. He's in here. I see Jared B., who's another one of our members of the Boy Green Coffee Club. We got Brandon Badshaw here as well, and so many others. So thank you to everybody. And if you would like to join, right off the top rope, it is the top link in our YouTube description to punch your own ticket in, or of course, you can gift the membership as well. That is the money sign on your screen in the comment section, and spread the gospel. Gift 1, 3, 5, 10 memberships if you'd like. And we could play some chimes to celebrate today's show. That'd be great if at some point that does occur.
Absolutely. And this episode, right, it is, check your calendar. It is indeed Thursday, okay? If you're checking one of these bad boys. That didn't come out well, so I'll just put it right back down. But the Thursday, so third party this time around. All right, It's up to you. You come on, join us. Boy Green has put the link in the chat if you need. All right, click that link. We'll see you backstage. We'll bring you on front and center. And that is how we will complete the third party this Thursday. You know, we spoke to Carolina people, but they're still out here drying their tears. They don't know where they're going, all right? Mm-hmm. They've been in the bottom of the bottom, doesn't even have a draft pick after being the worst team in the NFL. And, you know, they're just too far down. We were reaching our hand, and they couldn't reach up. They were just too far in the basement to grab our hand and come on the show.
Yeah, that's right. So our third party, to make that, Wudi made it very clear, but I'll make it even more clear. For the first time ever in Boy Green Meets Wudi show history, our third party Thursday is open to the fans. The call-in link is on YouTube. It is the pinned comment. If you'd like to call into today's show, you've never been part of our three-way, you want to check that off the bucket list, booyah! This is the way to do it, baby. Satisfaction guaranteed. So without further ado, people, you guys can light it up. Feel free to call in. We're streaming live on my YouTube channel, Twitter, and the James Wudi on Instagram as well. So if you guys are watching on one of the other features and you would like to call in, it's youtube.com/boygreen25, the pin comment. And Rick Kent, you bet, brother. You deserve the shout out, friend. And thanks for everybody for the support. Without further ado, Wudi, before we even address, which, by the way, Jets Panthers joint practice today, and there's a lot to get into on that. We already have a caller. We already have a third party that is looking to spice up his love life. He's looking to join the twosome we got here and make it a threesome. So without further ado, it's almost like a mystery blind date. Woody, you've like told me, hey, can you just like go see if anyone would be interested? And I like have someone, and then you don't even know who this person is I'm about to bring on. So are you ready?
I'm ready. Sorry. I'm just on the edge of my seat with excitement.
Yes. It's okay. It's okay. When people try this for the first time, it can be a little nerve-wracking, but don't worry. This guy's a professional. Let's bring him in. And a guy that, I'm going to be honest, I've been doing some tape study. on this guy because me and you are going to be trading fisticuffs. It's going to be coming on Sunday. Jets Worldwide. And I've been watching the show and the first couple episodes. And I've been doing the tape, been trying to study up because I am a man of preparation. Johnny Boy joins us here on the show.
Wudi, Boy Green, what's going on, guys? How you guys?
Johnny Boy.
I heard threesome, and I had to be the first. So,
you know how we do. So welcome. Get comfortable. Feel free. Take your shoes off. Do what you like. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. All right. Bow, chicka, bow, bow. Okay, Johnny, welcome to the program, and we can't wait. So this is kind of nice. I've never, had a threesome, but I imagine that we're welcoming you into our house. You're welcoming me into your house on Sunday. I mean, this is great. I feel like that's the proper ingredients. Yeah.
Agreed. I mean, this is like a tripleta right over here right now. So it's time. Look. I'm a big fan of you guys. Wudi, you always bring it every single time when Boy Green meets Wudi. Boy Green, I mean, you already know, bro. I don't got to say any of your flowers already, but it's the beer gang over here. And I truly, truly cannot wait to have you guys on the show. It's going to be a battle for the ages. This is like the scene from like Star Trek when best friends going at it, right? And it's to the death, no matter what.
Pull out your phaser gun, Wudi. I'm turning mine to Death Ray. You're about to get it, buddy. About to get into business.
Hey, I'm ready to die. It's kill or be killed. And,
see what I'm talking about? And I'll tell you this, man. BG's been talking all types of smack during the coffee club in the morning, bro. Just and but I know it's in regards to the Jet stuff, right? So. Let me ask. I wanted to ask you guys a quick question.
Sure.
We know who our wide receiving 1, 2, and 3, 4 is going to be. Who is going to be the surprise wide receiver that's going to be cut that we all are expecting to make the actual team itself?
Wudi, would you like to start?
Surprise? I don't know. I feel like based on what we've seen, what we heard, I think the most popular name out there is Jason Brownlee, right? Last year around this time, superstar. Then during the season, didn't really do too much. So he probably would have been my answer to the question at the beginning of OTAs. But now, he's doing well again, right? And then you add in the fact that the Jets have actually added in competent wide receivers, right? Corley, Mike Williams, all that. So I feel like they're pretty locked in. Brandon Smith, I believe his name, had a lot of good catches. He was the beneficiary of the brilliant play at quarterback from Martinez. For some reason, I forgot his first name. Adrian Martinez.
Adrian!
Yeah. So I've heard questions on that. I don't think it moves the needle at all. I guess this is a cop-out answer because I'm not really necessarily saying a name, but I really don't think there will be a surprise. I think they have locked in the 6. I don't see any wiggle room for anybody to leapfrog anybody.
Which is, by the way, what Rick Kent says. Again, a member of our Boy Green Coffee Club here says no surprises. But
if Rick said it, now I'm double confident in what I said.
Well, okay, there you go. I think if it's going to happen, it's Brownlee. I like Brownlee. He's an intriguing guy. But as you look through the roster and you say, damn, where is the wiggle room? There isn't a lot at other positions. So that's why I look back. It's almost like you comb through the roster once. You're like, okay. And then you go back there. You're like, damn, somebody's got to go. And then I'm like, well, let me go back to wide receiver. Oof. And then I look sideways at Jason Brownlee. Like he's probably, I think X is locked in. To be honest, I think he's starting week 1 in the slot.
And that's who
Mike,
I think is my surprise.
Malachi. So go ahead, Johnny.
To get cut?
You just said my surprise, and I think it's Gibson.
To get cut.
Cut. I think it's the battle between Gibson and Brownlee to be cut. The stars from last Hard Knocks, and they're the ones that are. I think Gibson, man. I was not. Look, last year Gibson, he did not wow me. Other than Buffalo Bills, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every other return that he did, he always almost fumbled the ball, and it was scary as crap to see. So that's my hot take on that, man. I know you guys think I'm nuts, because I know BG loves some Gibson, but I like Malachi more, bro. I think Malachi's the whole package. And
I like Malachi too, but it's not a decision of Malachi cut or X cut, because if that was the case, okay, X is cut. But I think to your point, Xavier Gibson, he is the lead return man on both kick and punt. Brownlee is not in the conversation, as far as I've seen, on the unofficial depth chart, and in actual returning, we have not seen him yet. So again, if you force me, you Johnny, you have the gun, and you're like, hey, who you shoving off the mountain? I'm like, Brownlee, hold your breath. He's getting shoved off the mountain. I mean, X just does more. Now, to your point, I think it almost sucked in a way. This is a very weird way to say this. It sucked in a way for X to have that punt return touchdown immediately and walk off, because our expectations went from this to this, because we went from like him making the Hard Knocks roster. Oh wow, what a Johnny try hard. Look at the little engine that could. Look at him make the roster. Then he gets an overtime walk off for like he's the next coming of Jerry Rice, and then we're like, whoa, what the hell happened? So I think that's the problem, and good, because again the play was super cool, and I still listen to Joe Buck's call all the time. That was an awesome call for the walk off, but I think our expectations just got thrown out of whack because of that, and fair or unfair. He's an undrafted free agent coming in. I just think because they ask him to do so much, if it is between X and Brownlee, then Brownlee's the one who's getting shoved, I think.
Yeah, I think, and again, I'm doubling down with my full-fledged support for anything Rick Kent says. Okay. I think there's room for all of them, right? If you just, Garrett, Mike Will, Gibson, Corley, my boy Lazard on the comeback trail, and Brownlee. That's six. I mean, are they going to go into the season with 5? I don't think that. Or are you saying that somebody is leapfrogging Gibson, and that's what you're? Oh my God, that take just got hotter.
Yeah,
I'm starting to sweat now, Johnny.
We have not had. First and foremost, it's the quarterback. Okay, it's the guys that we have back there that are implementing what Hackett has put out there and are cerebral enough to understand the playbook that has like 20 different plays in one, and you know how to do the correct read. If you see these players or whatever stepping up, then you know you're going to either have to dump it, right? Or if you see everybody stacking the right side, know that you're not going to run it to the right side and throw it over to the left, where there's not many players. We didn't have that. We had a boil in our ass. We had a Simeon that could not find himself, right? And then you had that child that is in Denver fighting for a spot because he might be getting cut and put into the freaking practice team. So if that tells you anything, man, it is. I'm excited. What I'm trying to say is this damn season needs to hurry up, because I don't know what to do with myself anymore. I'm like hot takes after hot takes, baby. I cannot wait for you guys to be on the show. Hey, you already know Jets Worldwide, wide. And the 411, we're taking a little break, but we'll be coming right back. Uncle's going to be out in NY, trying to go ahead and do it up over there. But Boy Green, you're the man, bro. I appreciate all your takes, dude. You always do a phenomenal job. Wudi, you always bring it in. Our Mets, they finally broke our streak. So thank the Lord, baby Jesus himself, that is done. And, hey, it's still Jets, baby. Jets. Let's go.
All right, there we go. Johnny being our third-party member there. We appreciate it.
Huge fan, boy will be on his channel, like he said, Jets Worldwide, wide, this Sunday night, competing, battling, like I said. And sometimes we battle, but this time is for blood. I'm going in there expecting more. The other battles that we've had on this show just happen to be inadvertent. Like, oh, what? You think Alan Lazard sucks? Oh, wait, what? You think Tippmann? Yeah. The stuff like that. So definitely ready for that. And that was definitely a hot take. He came in. That's one of the hotter takes I've heard.
Yeah, because the first world problem the Jets have is there just aren't a lot of roster spots up for grabs. The roster's awesome. So, normally I think I would assume normal other 31 teams, and maybe it's not that many. I'm just saying it non-Jets related. They probably have takes like, ooh, this former first rounder could be cut. And they're like, oh, snap. Or, oh, boy, this big money veteran could be cut. Maybe not. Ooh, I don't know. Like, there just isn't a lot of those on the precipice for the Jets. Maybe, again, we're going to get surprised, but it seems like if I had to guess, 46 of the 53 spots are already locked up. It might be more than that, to be honest with you. It's just the uncomfortable truth for some of these guys. Now, the 16-man practice squad and preseason and the joint practice and crap like that, there's some opportunities. But, man, I think we're laying it to you straight here on those. And, yes, Terrence, we are taking calls for the first time in history. So, yes, we're taking calls. Yeah, that is the pinned comment on YouTube. I know we normally don't, so I understand why people are thrown off by all this. But 100%, that is the pinned comment on YouTube, and you guys can call into the show. Feel free to do so. And while we wait, and again, I see we have a bunch of people here that are not members of the Boy Green Coffee Club. Guys, change that right now. That is the top link in the YouTube description. It says join the Boy Green Coffee Club right now by clicking here, boop, and you can join the coffee club. I'd love to play some chimes. I see we have several people in the chat who are not members, so please punch your ticket in. And while we're waiting for any of that action to come, I want to pull up, I think it was Dakota, a comment here. Oof.
I think it's the same one because I wanted to comment as well.
Yeah, I want to make sure I put the less aggressive one in the face up if I can find it.
Oh, yeah. See, so while you're looking for it, finding it, yeah, definitely. I do not celebrate injuries.
No, right.
I don't think that is right.
Okay, here we go. This is it. Again, I don't want to celebrate injuries, so I don't want to highlight that one. Dakota, you can feel however you want to feel. This is freedom of speech, so people could say whatever they want, but I wanted to make sure I put it this way, to your point, Wudi. I don't celebrate injuries. I don't want injuries to happen. It's devastating, brutal. Both of these, what we're going to say. One of them isn't injury related, so we could start off with that one. Matt Judon was traded from the New England Patriots to the Atlanta Falcons, and a Patriots team that was not very good. Their Vegas over-under win total is 4.5 heading into the season. They arguably traded their best player on the team for a bag of Doritos in the future in a third-round pick. Their team just got a lot worse. And Judon, I don't have to tell other Jet fans, he has been a Jets doomsday guy that's made life a living hell. So to make things a little easier, God bless America. See you, Judon. Don't let the door hit you with the good Lord split you. See you in Atlanta, pal. I mean, God bless.
Atlanta,
you can start there.
Atlanta got a great deal.
100%.
Third round, that's the exact same thing that the Jets gave up for Reddick. Only this time, Judon's going to show up.
Or maybe not. Judon, by the way, is making $6.5 million. So if you think Reddick's complaining about 14.25, jump change. This dude, Judon, is making less than half of that heading into this season, and he wants a contract alteration. By the way, I think it's worth noting the Falcons did not agree to an alteration of a contract before the trade with the New England Patriots. However, they said they're going to work on it, which, by the way, is exactly what happened with the New York Jets and Eagles. Yet I'm not hearing a lot of, well, Falcons dumbass, how can they do this? It's kind of interesting, but I guess that's neither here nor there.
Well, the Jets pushback didn't happen immediately. Like immediately, universally, within the first week of the trade, it was universal praise.
I would say you're right, but I would still say people talked about the contract immediately, at least in my world. I don't know. I know I'm more, and I'm not saying it to you. I'm saying to the general.
I'm a little peon compared to the great King Boy Green in
well,
your world. That's what they was talking about. I understand.
If the shoe fits. But no, I mean, in all seriousness, like to the casual fan that's watching this show, I think they would agree with you that it was all praise. But if you're really in the weeds like me and you and other Jets people, and you're really combing through reactions and stuff, like Mike Garafolo immediately coming out when the Jets trade happened, the Jets and Reddick are working on a long-term deal right now. And a lot of us went, oh, okay, so this is not just a mercenary. They have a plan. And then nothing ever came of that. And now we're hearing everything later. But I just think it's important to note, I know you know this, but maybe some people don't. The Jets are not the first team in history that have not completed a trade and did not immediately have a deal ready for the guy. It's happened before. Jamal Adams, when the Jets traded him from New York to Seattle, they did not give him a deal immediately. That was a grave mistake, and he held him over the barrel, and he became the highest paid safety in football for a period of time. So sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. It bears watching there in Atlanta, and apparently they are working on a different deal. We'll see what happens there. So Judon, he's out. That's great news. That can be celebrated, sure. Woo! Definitely. No Judon. He's gone. He got a return label slapped on the left ass cheek. He's going to Atlanta. God bless. See ya. But the one that's super serious and unfortunate is Matt Milano. And I know there are a lot of people that are going to hear what I'm going to say and go, huh? But I'm telling you, read, watch, observe everything. Matt Milano is one of the best players on the Buffalo Bills. He is one of the best linebackers in football. And I know there are people that see the name, they don't see Ray Lewis. And they're like, who's Matt Milano? And I get it that sometimes things like this get glossed over, but I'm just trying to bring you the truth, because that's what I do. I bring you the light. And the light is Matt Milano is a freak. He's an amazing player, and a torn bicep, and they're hoping maybe Squint can return in December. And by the way, the Jets get some of their Buffalo Bills games in a little bit before December, so that means Matt Milano will not be a factor. And this is a crippling, I tweeted it, so I'll just repeat what I said. This is a crippling, brutal breaking injury for the Buffalo Bills. He was just coming back from another crippling, disturbing injury. I'm pretty sure that was the one that happened in London against the Jaguars. I mean, their defense is not the same without Milano on it. And now another serious back-to-back injury. Oh, boy, you just feel for the guy. And, man, that I just said earlier on my radio show, we started off the show saying, hey, Paul, how many teams do you think can win the Super Bowl this year? I went to the stands going, I don't know, boom, 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 7. And they're like, okay, well, who's the 7? And one of my 7 was the Buffalo Bills. I think has a chance to win the whole gosh darn thing because you have Josh Allen. And the Jets were one of the other teams. We could get into the rest perhaps later. Not having Milano makes me think twice about that. That's how good Matt Milano is. That news just coming in today. Brutal news inside the AFC East.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the thing that I was, waiting patiently to say about Matt Milano for a Jet fan that doesn't know is something that, believe it or not, triple down on the complete agreement with Rick Kent is that he is the guy that broke Mike White's ribs. Mike White was having himself a game. Matt Milano said, "Oh, hold on, let's fix things up," and just smacked him in the ribs, couldn't breathe, and all that jazz.
It was a clean hit, though.
Yeah. No, I didn't say. Yeah, I didn't say.
No, I'm not saying you didn't. I'm just saying there's a lot of people in the Jet fan universe that says what a dirty ass hit and all that. That was about as clean as it gets, but it was just brutal and nasty to see. Like, I mean, that's about as clean as you. If you say I'm going to hit this mother as hard as I can, he approached the line of hitting him as hard as he can in a legal way, but it was just disgusting to see. I'm just saying, I know Jet fans feel like that was a disgusting. There's some Jet fans, I don't want to categorize everybody, that feel like that was completely dirty. And I heard the tweets about it today. I don't think that's true. I don't think it was dirty.
Yeah, definitely respectfully disagree with that sentiment. He's definitely a great player. I mean, the Bills defense has come into like the last 5 seasons with defenses that, are full of all pro talent, and they get decimated by injury every year. So if I were on your radio show and they were asking me what teams were going to make the Super Bowl or could win it all, I wouldn't have included the Bills because I think they lost too much offensively and defensively. They've kind of shed some of their injury-prone players, but still, something like this happens. So I just think the roster is a little too barren. I think on the offensive side, they've relied a little bit too much on saying, hey, we have Josh Allen. And, we've seen that the Chiefs have been able to do that pretty successfully with Patrick Mahomes, giving him, literally anybody at receiver. But the average quarterback, even the really good ones, need guys around them. Look at what Joe Burrow has, even though, they're having issues trying to retain those guys. Look at what, they tried to do from a roster standpoint. So many good quarterbacks are surrounded by good receivers. So in terms of the Jets, I can't lie. I mean, subtraction is subtraction, right? However you want to subtract it, two great defensive players who would be serious threats to Aaron Rodgers' health multiple times a season have been eliminated from the equation. So you got to figure that, the Jets' road to being a Super Bowl winner this year has gotten easier.
Yeah, and Dakota's clarity. I'm not celebrating Milano's injury. I'm just celebrating that he's out for the last 2 seasons now. Yeah, it seems that he certainly will be. Again, they're squinting and hoping he could be back by December, but I don't know. I'm not a doctor, so I guess I should start all things with that. But that is, again, a really, really tough blow for the Buffalo Bills. That's just brutal. And yeah, to my Super Bowl point, just to explain it, again, I have the Jets on that. I have the Jets on that list as well. I will just say my belief in the Bills is let me make this abundantly clear, is solely Josh Allen. Like him just going superhero and Superman and doing that. I think that to me is because, like, to be honest, I don't believe in this receiving core. I would just say if I was a Buffalo Bills fan and Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis left, I would say what Bills fans are saying. Ooh, now we don't have one man. We could spread the ball around. That's what I would be saying if I was a Bills fan. Now, is that going to work? Well, I don't know, but that is what I would be saying. And look at this, baby. Rick Kent making it rain from downtown. Hit him. Rick Kent continues the legacy, baby. All right, let's read the 5 lucky members: Derek Q, Harry W, Gary Newby, Legacy Green, and Luis Rivas. You are now members of the Gosh Darn Boy Green Coffee Club. And Jared B, in just a moment, if he hasn't already, will drop the Discord channel where you guys can join that. You have access to that by having access here to the Boy Green Coffee Club. By purchasing that membership, you get free access to the Discord channel. So appreciate you guys. That is amazing. Plus the loyalty badge and unlocking of emojis. And hey, whenever we get people that are consistent callers or engagers, they could become immortal emojis. We've seen it for so many of our wonderful members here. Wudi has been immortalized forever. Let me just throw a couple of these up on the screen. Let's see. Where's Wudi? Ah, there he is. Look at this sculpted Greek god, James Wudi. Look at that look of satisfaction on his face. Look at that. Look at the muscles. I can't wait to see this hulking Hercules. I can't wait to be seeing Hercules in person for week 3, the Jets-Patriots game, whether it's B-Mac over Jared B and this weird lamb of some sort. I still don't understand that one, but Brandon Badshaw, T.O. Butterfly, a beautiful metamorphosis of sorts, Easy OC, and of course Ricky in New York, freezing his little beautiful locks of gold and tuchus happening there as well. It's absolutely freaking beautiful. Rick might have to be next on the list. I just have to say, he may have to be next on the emoji list. Snowball, by the way, God bless him, he makes all of our emojis. Terrence Hill just said, I just got home. I'm sprinting to my mic set. Give me a couple minutes to set up before he can join us here on the show as well. He wants to be a part of that history. No other way about it. Jared B says, no one knows what that sheep is that Snowball put in there. Well, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what that means. Rick Kent jumps in and says, Easy wasn't thrilled with the Peter Griffin emoji. He was not. He thought Peter Griffin a little fatter than he is, so he would have preferred a skinnier version. But I'll be honest, we just kind of throw some ideas at Snowball, and then he just kind of runs with it. So it's he just delivers me the emojis fresh out of the oven. I'm like, oh, tasty. I'm like, great. Okay, here we go. So not a lot of direction there. But we'll see. Rick Kent, that's awesome, man. And make sure you guys pay it forward, baby. Spread the love if you can. And I see Matt P here as well, another member of the Boy Green Coffee Club, trying to lead the flock in the chat. Caca. Yeah, lead them, baby. Lead that flock. That's it as well. Oh, we got a Cowboys fan in here. Why not get a Cowboys fan up here? Rudy says, my boys got Carl Lawson. Yes. Let's react to a couple of those news bits, Woody, as we wait for Terrence to join us and any other memberships that come through. That'd be awesome, guys. Spread the love. Rudy says, who I assume is a Dallas Cowboys fan, my boys got Carl Lawson. Yes, Carl Lawson signed a one-year deal earlier this morning. With the Dallas Cowboys. Are you a Carl Lawson guy? Obviously, he didn't get to live up to his $45 million contract with the Jets. Of course, that's due to injury. He looked like Lawrence Taylor, basically, from what we were hearing in that first offseason that he was signed, and then he gets hurt during the joint practice against the Green Bay Packers. And obviously, he hadn't been able to live off of it since. What do you make of Carl Lawson to Big D?
I definitely loved the idea of having Carl Lawson as a Jet. I was supporting him the whole way through. The injury was unfortunate, getting re-injured, more unfortunate. And I think Jets fans miscategorized his full season that he had on the team. That was the season that Quentin, just magically ascended to all-pro status and had his career high in sacks. If you ask me, Carl Lawson was a huge catalyst of that situation because of what he was doing, getting into the backfield. And that was kind of the criticism in Cincy was, he gets a lot of pressures, not sacks. But from a team perspective, getting those pressures gets the team a sack. And who was it going to that season? It was going to Quentin Williams. And one of my favorite plays that season was the Quentin Williams stiff arm of Tyreek Hill. That was a Carl Lawson strip sack that created that play. So, people look at, the total sack numbers and it's like, he sucks. That's part of the ignorance from a lot of fans that I don't really love is just, staring at one sheet or, Googling somebody's name and being like, oh, he must suck then. What happened the year after that? I don't know. We're gonna have to leave it up to Saleh. So, for him to go to Dallas right now, I'm rooting for him to, kind of get some respect on his name because as you can see in the comments here as well, Jets fans have no respect for his name. So
yeah, we have Rick Kent here saying, looks like Tarzan plays like Jane.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm hoping the best. Obviously Dallas, right? They got a great defense as well. So it won't be all on him to carry the load, which I think works out well for him. So definitely rooting for him and hope he has a good season.
Yeah, great personality. It is the injuries Rick Kent mentioned. He was dealing with a bad back last year. Obviously, they had the initial Achilles and surgically a paired Achilles back in that January. He ended up not missing time that season, which is kind of crazy to think about. That was year number 2 of his 3 years here. And Joe Douglas, I don't think his mistake was the initial buy-in on Lawson, despite the fact he had an injury-riddled history with the Bengals. I think it was the doubling down this past season of he was non-guaranteed money and then guaranteeing a huge chunk of it heading in, and now we have dead cap. I think that was the Joe Douglas mistake. If we're going to comb one over, it's not the initial. I wanted Carl Lawson bad that offseason. I think it's the other. And again, as we can all say, the player the Jets passed Carl Lawson over for, Trey Hendrickson. We talk about that stat with Hassan Reddick. Oh, man, he has 50 and a half sacks over the last 4 years. That's top 4. One of the players that's above him is Trey Hendrickson. So he's been kicking ass in the time that the Jets went a different direction, obviously, from that perspective. All right, Brandon, a member of the Boy Green Coffee Club, says, Carl Lawson pre-injury or present-day Jermaine Johnson, fellas? I'll make this easy. I'm taking Jermaine Johnson. Carl Lawson pre-injury was never a double-digit sack guy, and Jermaine Johnson hasn't been either, but I like the upside of Jermaine Johnson, of what he's shown so far and what there is to come. And I know you can't do that for a pre-injury version of Carl Lawson because we never knew what the upside would be, but he was just a lot of pressures. He had a lot of that pressure rate, which was really nice. And again, the big-time plays, some of the ones that Wudi brought up. But I'm just really intrigued by Jermaine Johnson, man. I'm really intrigued.
In a vacuum, right, not knowing the rest of the roster,
Sure.
Give me Carl Lawson. I mean, he was a freak.
Damn,
He was getting
okay.
in the backfield at a high level. But for the Jets, this year right now with everybody, knowing, who's on the line and everything, give me Jermaine. Jermaine, that's somebody who can stop the run. Bet right now better than he can rush the pass is, stuff and runs. So I think what he adds to this line is huge. I mean, his athleticism, like you said, there's a lot of upside. I think you kind of discounted what Carl's upside pre-injury was because, like you said, he was looking like Lawrence Taylor. Like, that was obviously a joke, but I'm saying his upside was sky high. So in a vacuum, again, I think, Lawson probably would have been a beast. But for this Jets team, how they're currently constructed, give me Jermaine. He's a little bit more versatile, and he's larger. He's a larger man. That pick six that he had. I mean,
sick.
Yeah.
Sick.
So
only so many people even have the physical capability to pump fake Joe Flacco on the defense, and then boop, whoop, see ya. That big ass man, like you ain't taking him down. And the other thing I would like, so Carl Lawson, remember, he was a non-first round pick. So he was like a fourth rounder, if I remember correctly, out of Auburn. Plays his 4 years with the Bengals, then hits free agency, then he's with the Jets. And that fifth year he was entering into is where he got hurt. Jermaine, he's entering year 3. That's the other thing when we talk about upside, like Carl Lawson pre-injury, like right up to that Jets point, he was entering year 5. Jermaine already showing so much before we even get there, I think is super fascinating. I see K-Brock in here. Boy Green, when you want that ass whooping in Madden again, several question marks. Well, I'll tell you this. For me, my new Madden video game that comes out, I believe it auto downloads tonight at midnight. So all of a sudden, I'm going to be back on the sticks, baby. I've been trying to get a couple of games in the last couple of nights, but they just didn't vibe with whoever was available. K-Brock, I asked if you wanted to go, and you said, oh, not tonight, not tonight. So you want to know something, buddy boy, is you better strap up because I'm coming. And I'm going to have a brand new offensive line, baby, when I'm playing with the Jets. So you best check yourself before you wreck yourself, young man. That's for damn sure. We're about to be doing some business. As far as that's concerned on the Madden. Can't wait.
Them fighting words.
Hey, I got to get in the right mood because we're going to be doing that for Jets Worldwide coming up on Sunday. So, I'm going to have to beat K-Brock with a rusty wrench whenever that happens, hopefully before Jets Worldwide on Sunday morning. And
I got a question for you.
Okay. Yeah, lay it on me. Okay.
So, for those of you, that were looking for, reports and stuff from the joint practice today,
yeah. Right. Whoops. Charlotte. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
No apology needed. They said that there was a little bit of ruckus after Marshall gets the touchdown over DJ Reed. And I'm just going to stop right there.
Oh, okay.
I feel like there have been a lot of touchdowns scored on DJ Reed. And I understand touchdowns need to be scored on people. But it feels like when I see these reports, and you know me, I don't really care too much about what happens in these camps. I just want to make sure, everybody's healthy. Just tell me nobody was carted off. But it just seems like I get deja vu. Score, Alan Lazard scored on DJ Reed, right? Nobody else. Yeah. Right? So, what are your thoughts on that? Are you worried at all? Are you, has that thought crossed your mind? Like, a lot of these are scored on DJ Reed, or am I making a mountain out of a molehill by even bringing it up?
Well, come on. I mean, how do you not consider Terrace Marshall one of the best wide receivers in football? I mean, who couldn't have possibly, gotten a touchdown? That's an impossible guy to stop. I kid, obviously. No, for the most part, 99% of like Garrett Wilson roasting DJ Reed, I think that is a warning sign to the rest of the NFL. He's going to be roasting a lot of dudes. Like, for instance, I was watching the Jets. They did like a live show from the joint practice, and they were like standing feet away as the players were warming up and stuff. Leger Dusable was on the show. Quincy Enunwa was on the show. EA, Caroline Hendershot, a bunch of people. And Leger was asked about DJ Reed, kind of same thing as you. Not as violently and bluntly about getting roasted and toasted like a piece of bread, but just a toss-up about DJ Reed. And he said, boy, DJ Reed would be a number one corner on like over half of the teams in the NFL if it wasn't for Sauce coming in here. And I just was thinking about this DJ Reed experience. So to answer your question, no, I'm not incredibly worried about. I don't like hearing Terrace Marshall, random ass, former bust ass LSU wide receiver, scoring touchdowns on DJ Reed. I don't love to hear that, and we don't have any of the context like seeing the play or anything of that nature. At least I haven't seen it yet, so it's hard to comment on that. But him getting touchdowns scored on him by him get me. Because like when Justin Jefferson got him real good and the red zone went, and hit him with a 2-piece combo and scored on DJ Reed. That was the Mike White year. I was like, oh, come on, DJ, even though it's Justin Jefferson. Or when Garrett's doing it, like, damn, okay. But Terrace Marshall, yeah, you're like, that should be happening. That should be happening. Come on, DJ. Strap up, son. Strap up. I'll tell you something I'm worried about. I'm not worried about that, though. I'm not worried about that. I'll tell you something I'm worried about. It's been the summer of Alan Lazard, and Wudi's in his day. He's been doing press around the country for Alan Lazard with his summer season being so terrific. You want to know something else that happened today? I've been reading a Connor Hughes practice report. I like doing that off a joint practice. Like, what's everyone saying? The Jets have their own on their website. It's going to come out later today. Connor Hughes has one from his observations. Aaron Rodgers threw 2 picks today in joint practice, according to the statistics of Connor Hughes. One was his fault. He stared down someone in the red zone. But another one, Connor Hughes says, was not his fault. What happened? Aaron Rodgers, wide open Alan Lazard, and doink, intercepted. That's happened like 2 or 3 times during camp, man. Like, a drop is bad enough. Like a wide receiver, your job is to catch the football. But doinking it to another person and causing an interception. When we go to the end of the season, we always forget the how, right? So if a guy has 7 picks, we're like, oh, wow, that's weird. But like some of them are like doink off this, doink off that, nothing to do with the quarterback, but that's an interception on the tally. Like, come on, Lazard, get your crap together, buddy. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, I saw that again, and I just hate reading that. It's been the summer of Lazard, which has been mostly good for you, I imagine. Again, as you take photos with, young children in Alan Lazard jerseys across America. I'm sure it's been powerful. That's something I'm worried about. Like, dude, catch a friggin' ball. Yeah.
I mean, he's obviously caught a whole bunch. But
sure.
Yeah, I mean, that is definitely something, right? We don't want to give defenses tip drills.
Sure.
Pretty much at all. And you're definitely right that today's instance is not the first. He definitely never said the words wide open. It said, pick off a Lazard drop. I know you're trying to paraphrase. And,
what difference does that make? Because if he was wide open, someone could have been it or
what are you talking about? Dropping a wide open ball versus a heavily contested ball.
Heavily contested? Did it say heavily contested?
No, but I'm saying, like you said, what difference does that make?
It
makes a lot of difference. Those are two different things.
Any different. Okay. He
passed,
hit Alan Lazard in the hands, and then ended up in another opponent.
It didn't even say that. What
do you mean?
It said
let me just read it verbatim.
Outstretched arm. It didn't say in the numbers. You're trying too hard to paraphrase. You can just
one of those interceptions. I'll read it verbatim. You're right. One of those interceptions wasn't his fault. It went right off the hands of Alan Lazard. Right off the hands. How? What other way is there to interpret
Are they outstretched hands? Are they in? That's what I'm saying.
Come on, man.
No,
come on.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Come on, man.
Right off the hands.
Okay. Or
intercepted.
Like, what do you mean?
Okay. How many passes have you seen from Aaron Rodgers that are that off?
A whole bunch. What are you talking about?
He's human.
Is he not human? Every pass he's ever thrown in his life is right on the numbers. That don't even make sense.
Well, actually, I'm reading his book right now. It sounded like a lot of passes have been on the mark. It's been pretty good. But I would say this, and Dan Philcock says the video's on Twitter, guys. Send me the link, and I'll check it out, Dan. I haven't gotten a chance to see it.
Let's go. Let's look at it. Thanks, Dan.
Let's look at the tail of the tape. Let's look at the tail of the tape. Let's see if we could get it live here on the show. But we need sometimes when a couple is fighting, they need a third person to enter the room. And our third person is someone that's been waiting patiently to join us here. Again, for the first time ever, we normally are not doing a Boy Green Meets Wudi. with callers, excuse me. And now we have one. Terrence joins us here on the show. What's up, Terrence? Welcome back. We had you on the morning show. Now you're on the afternoon show.
What is going on, fellas? All Green and Green Wudi.
Come
What's
on,
up?
man.
All right. I've been watching you guys from the beginning, man. You guys are an awesome team, man. Awesome team.
I appreciate that. Thanks, man.
Now, this morning, so my schedule is I get up, get some stuff ready, get on with you, Boy Green, and then I go and do the job. So
of course.
On the way back, I'm in Florida, so it's raining like crazy right now. It's Fort Lauderdale here in Miami. And it's 3:00. So I jumped on and I saw you and Wudi and someone else at the bottom. And I'm like, wait a minute, is this morning time or evening time or what's going on? So I was like, yo, y'all taking calls? So I turned my van into a hovercraft and hovered my craft back to the house so I can get on it because I have to be a part of the first time people are calling in. So thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad I made it.
Thank you.
That level of dedication. That is incredible here.
You guys are great. You guys, Jake, all of them. Who else? You got Ian at Jet Central, all of them.
Sure.
All you guys are amazing. Can't wait to talk with you guys and get on and just continue this great Jet fan base to the future. And yeah, man. So
let's get to this, Terrence. Before we get to your notes, let's go to the tail of the tape here. We have the video footage of Allen Lazard's interception today, the Aaron Rodgers interception that was because of Allen Lazard. So let's go to the footage. Thank you, Dan Philcox, a member of the Boy Green Coffee Club. We appreciate you. The video's on Twitter. We're going to go to the tail of the tape. We will determine right now, live, for everybody, who is responsible for this interception. And Wudi tried to defend his man. So let's see what's happening here. So let's play the footage here. I'll turn off the music. I don't care. I don't care about the play-by-play. So here we go. That hit him right in the hands, Wudi. Come on, man.
Definitely.
What are we talking about here? Look at this. Let's look at the footage. Aaron Rodgers drops back. Allen Lazard. Oh! Intercepted.
I wonder what would have happened if it was like a bad throw. Because you clearly watched this before.
As soon as he did it, I just loaded up the video and played it. So I didn't know the video existed.
That's clearly Lazard's fault. To Dave's point, nobody's perfect, Rodgers or Lazard. It's preseason. When it counts, we'll be critical. That
looks wide open. We were unsure of the wide open nature. That looks pretty open here. Where's the coverage? He's like 3 yards away from his guy. What are we talking about here? Yikes!
We already said it.
I'll say this. Nobody's perfect. But on the level of perfect from 1 to 10, I'm picking Aaron Rodgers is perfect. Then Lazard's perfect.
That's fair. That's also extremely fair.
So
that's for damn sure. But go ahead, Terrence.
So I don't have a lot of notes because I just got in, but I tried to
naturally, right.
I tried to when I came in, you guys were talking about Lazard dropping that pick there. Yeah. So I had a few thoughts and I was waiting a while and I think the thoughts kind of like withered away. So I just want to know what else were you guys talking about before I jumped on? Now I can answer something there.
Yeah, it's first off, so some of the joint practices, I haven't gotten a chance to go to these thoughts, so I'd love them for fresh from you, Terrence. The thing that I love is the Jets did the show I was talking about before with Leger Duzable, Caroline Hendershot, EA, and a bunch of the Jets reporters are live on the field. And the most interesting thing isn't what they're saying. So sorry, guys. I'm sure that's interesting too. But the thing I look out for is they turn the camera to the field for joint practices, so we get a unique look at one-on-one drills between Carolina Panther players and New York Jet players. I got a chance to tweet one of the clips before the show. I've got a bunch more I'm going to tweet out because I started editing them down. But like Olu Fashanu is playing right tackle for basically the first time in his life. He's done some practice reps like away from the cameras before, apparently at Penn State. But in college, Dane Brugler said he played, quote, 100% of his snaps at left tackle. This is his first week at right tackle, and there's just a random clip of Olu stonewalling a Panthers defensive lineman, hitting him so hard with his lanky, long-ass arms, he sent him crashing to his knees. I was like, damn. Okay, I have no idea who this Panthers defensive lineman is, but he's on their roster, and he just got smacked. And there's a bunch of pass rusher one-on-ones with Panthers offensive linemen, which are really good. Let me see. I got the list here. Let me see everybody. There's a good one from Javon Kinlaw. Will McDonald had a nasty spin move. That one's coming out. Likey Fotu, Solomon Thomas, Tack McKinley had one too. And I was like, ooh, baby. We got a few. I know we don't have Hassan Reddick here, but I'm seeing some of these one-on-one reps. That was pretty cool from today's practice. You just see that. You're like, damn, okay.
Yeah, we have a legit 6 offensive starters on our team.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah,
legit.
It feels great.
And then the backups have experience. So I like our offensive line. Like I told you this morning, Paul, if we put every position against all the teams we play against, we'll probably have more checks than the other team. Mm-hmm. Joe Douglas did an amazing job. And usually when your back's against the wall and you're a feral cat, you're going to come out clawing and scratching. And when this offseason, he went clawing, he went scratching, and you could see the results. I'm not gonna say I'm sick of the Reddick situation. I'm not gonna say I'm sick of it, but there's so much more we can talk about on this great team than him, and that's my thing about it.
Yeah.
But,
and I hope we do, to be honest. I hope for future Boy Green Dailies. I hope for future of these shows, because, again, this one was supposed to be dedicated to Jets Panthers coverage. I hope we do get to spread the love, and then it's not an every day. All right, like Anchorman, let's go to day 48 of Panda Watch. Oh, has the panda gave birth yet for the Anchorman movie? No. All right, back to you, Todd. All right. Like, that's what I feel like we're doing. Day 48 of Hassan Reddick Watch. Is he back? No, he isn't. All righty. So, man, when do you think he's going to show up, Hassan Reddick? Oh, I don't know. Like, yes, I agree. Let's talk about this team. Yeah.
I'm sick. I've been prescribed to antibiotics. I'm sick of the Hassan Reddick.
Are they effective?
No, because we still talking. We still talking about it right now.
Yeah. Damn straight.
But I gotta agree with Terrence's assessment. If you do the check box with a lot of teams, I feel like there are only a couple where it's going to be real close. The week 1 opponent being one of them. The 49ers have a really nice roster. But for the most part, the Jets, I would say check for check, come out on top. I like the offensive line, the backup tackles. I can co-sign. Still need, the interior, man. The interior. I don't know.
What do you mean? What do you mean the interior? What do you mean?
So like backup center, right? The guards. I know we've been on the Cole Laval train. And I got a MTA pass. I can be on the Cole Laval train. But just having a backup center that I could trust. We don't have that right now. And the main center that we do have, Joe Tippmann, he did not play a full season last year. He did get injured. It's just I would sleep better at night knowing that there's somebody in the case of injury. For all these guys, I think I feel really good about the tackles. But when we talk about guard, center, guard, Wes Schweitzer is really the only one that I'm confident in being able to jump in as a starter and play at a high level. Everybody else, it's like, crossing fingers.
Well, I'm going to help you sleep better tonight, okay? I think, my opinion, the guys that we're talking about that are not signed with any other team, I bet you they are right there, and they are practicing, and they are ready. And I know that if someone gets hurt within the center and the 2 tackles, there's someone waiting. We just don't know who it is yet. But they're not going to pull and Aaron Rodgers goes down and we don't have a backup quarterback. They're not going to pull that at all this year. So maybe there's just some guys that the other teams are not worried about. So the Jets are not worried about because they're going to be there if needed, but they're not needed right now. And I think if you bring in a backup center, you might give Joe Tippmann a little bit of anxiety, saying, oh, you're going to bring in somebody that might replace me. And like you said, he was a rookie last year. He didn't play the whole season. So I think they do have someone. They're just not on the roster. So we don't know who it is and we can't talk about it.
Yeah, that's an emergency list, which is what most teams keep, just in case. They have their list, speed dial, or I don't know if I can draw this reference for certain people. MySpace 5, they got them right there, potentially. For any of our new viewers, you may not understand that. And hell, even maybe some of the old ones won't, but that's neither here nor there. But I imagine they do have an emergency one that is certainly ready. Just in case. So, Woody, are you going to sleep any easier at night now, getting that info from Terrence?
I might like right now. I got both eyes just up, like just tossing.
Okay, great.
I might be able to close one eye.
Okay. All right. Well, that's
but
progress.
Here's my rebuttal to that. The defense, and this is. The coaching.
Whoa. Breaking news. This just coming in. The Falcons are apparently doing work. Justin Simmons off the board. Falcons signed Justin Simmons, 1-year deal, $8 million. They get Judon and Justin Simmons. Hot damn. They already had Jesse Bates on this team, man. Damn, man. What a move. That's just coming in.
I can't lie. I cannot lie.
But they're still not on the Super Bowl contender list, right?
I wouldn't say that. Their division sucks, so they got a very clear path. I don't know if I'd jump to Super Bowl yet, but damn, the NFC kind of sucks, and the roster is really talented. But Kirk Cousins, he's coming off a torn Achilles, and he's even more torn than Rodgers in terms of the recovery and rehab and stuff. So, if he hurt his later is the easiest way to say that. So that'll be interesting. But damn, Justin Simmons to the Falcons.
I would definitely say the Falcons. They would probably be on my list
of Super Bowl teams. Come on,
that could win. What are you talking about? They have a good defense. They have a good offensive line, and
they didn't have a pass rusher till Judon. What do you mean?
And now what are you talking? And now they have Judon. Now they have
one guy.
I
don't know, man. That's a stretch.
I think you sleep on them, and like you said, light division, right? So they get to cakewalk into the playoffs. That's why the Texans. The Texans are a scary team because it's a cakewalk to get a nice spot in the playoffs. And the NFC, in my personal opinion, is not as deep as the AFC. I think the AFC.
got Colts in Jacksonville and even Tennessee. Some people say are feisty. I don't know if it's as much of a cakewalk in the AFC South as you're saying, but
I think it's an easier path than most. The Ravens, Steelers, Brown, every team in that division, they will be dogging it out all season, trying to compete. There will be a little bit of that in other divisions, but there will be absolutely none of that in the NFC South. I think the Atlanta Falcons will be moonwalking to the NFC South Championship, just doing their thing. I think they definitely could do it. Kirk wants that ring. I'm not saying they're my favorites to come out of that conference, but to say it's possible, I think it's possible.
Okay. So teams that got an easy schedule, they get into the playoffs, right? And then they playing teams that had a tougher schedule. They have very hard time beating those types of teams. So they can have that easy schedule. Once they get into the playoffs and they playing that team that done played 3 or 4 playoff teams already, they're gonna have a hard time beating those. So I wouldn't want the easy road to the championship either. I want to bring on them 49ers. Let's go. I want to bring on the Bills with I heard y'all talking about bring them. Let's go. Yeah, you know what? He broke what's his name's ribs the other day. That means we owe him.
Okay. All right. Sorry, Matt Milano. Let's wheel his ass on the field. Okay. You get out there.
If we can't get him, we're gonna get the next one. Who's taking his place? He better have his knees buckling because we coming.
We gotta get you in the locker room, Terrence.
Man. Hey, I'm a glass half full type of guy. All day, all night. And so that's the only way to live. Why you gonna go like this monsoon here? Everybody's so scared to drive. They pull over, put their hazards on. I'm like, come on, man. You can't be scared of the rain. You gotta make this rain be scared of you.
Wow.
Hey, it's like parting the Red Sea. Like you driving in the rain, it's like, Terrence is there. Move over. Everybody's driving in the rain. I got the sunshine on my car.
Yeah, there you go. Wow, Terrence, I love it. He is a man who prefers to live, just exist.
Yes, yes.
I can only respect that. Terrence, this is a historic show, and I'm so glad that you got to be a part of it calling in, man. Thank you. Appreciate
Thank you. Appreciate you guys. And good evening, everyone, all y'all Jet fans.
Appreciate that. There you go. Terrence joining us here on the show. And before we sign off, this is an incredibly long episode of Boy Green Meets Wudi, but we have one more caller if you'd like to go there, Wudi.
Of course. How am I going to say if somebody backstage, there's no way I'm going to be like, nah.
Okay, well, here we go. Tim from Fishland joins us here on the show. Boy Green Meets Wudi. What's up, pal?
Hey, Paul, how you doing? Woody, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Lego Hands came back today, huh? Lego Hands Lazard came back today, I'm hearing. Huh?
Oh, you heard that, Woody? You heard that?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When's Mike Williams going to start practicing with teams?
It looks really good. I'll be honest. We've been seeing a lot of him in individual, and he's already cutting. And these are steps that, again, it took Brees. Again, what we don't know is when they release Brees to be able to do this stuff, what's the, the stuff they were doing behind the scenes? I don't know. But damn, Mike, from all that we are allowed to see, Mike Williams looks great. It looks like he's going to be back sooner rather than later.
Well, that's good because we can't depend on Lazard. I mean, the guy's he's like a female on her period. You never know what you're going to get.
Okay, I'm gonna
I think they said a box of chocolates.
So what's going on at 10:30 a.m.? You guys playing?
Say that one more time.
Huh?
Say that again.
What's going on at 10:30 a.m. on Sunday?
Oh,
what's
yeah.
Going on
so there
at
was
10:30 a.m. on Sunday.
Oh, I think it's 10:30 p.m.
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah, it's AM. It's a morning show.
Oh, is it AM? Oh, well, thank you.
Oh,
damn.
Now.
You should probably know that,
PM.
Woody.
Okay, right.
But yes, let me explain that to everybody because we've been referencing this other show. If you look up on YouTube, Jets Worldwide, it's all one word. Snowball and Johnny host a game show in the morning. And it's the match game, basically, Jet style. So there's all these Jets-related questions. So, yeah, there it is, Johnny. It's 10:30 a.m. So, again, Woody, check your details. That's a 12-hour difference. That could be very easily missed. I'm going to win the fight because you ain't going to show up. I'm going to be in the ring, ding, 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 in the green corner, boy, green, blah, blah. And in the Chargers corner, what, hey? But you won't be there. But anywho, long story short, as Johnny Boy's saying here in the chat, Jets Worldwide, all one word. They do a Jets game show. It's a brand new show. I think they've only done 3 episodes, somewhere in that range, and it's every Sunday morning. And it's their YouTube channel, and I'll retweet it or wherever it's live streaming or anything. But yeah, so me and Woody will compete in this Jets match game of sorts, and it'll be on Sunday morning at 10:30 after Boy Green Daily.
Oh, okay. I thought y'all were having a Madden 25 match.
Oh, that would be great. Again, if
I'm
Woody wants the hands, again, the game should be downloaded here soon. So I don't know. I don't know if immediately at midnight it'll already be pre-downloaded. I haven't checked my PS5, so I don't know how that works. But it shouldn't take very long. The PS5 has been pretty good.
I know the way Microsoft works is you download the game, and then whenever it's available, then you can play it.
Cool. Yeah, that's how it was for me last year, which was super cool.
I lost you guys.
No.
All right,
can you hear us?
Oh.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh,
I'm driving.
Yeah.
It's raining down here. It's typical.
No, that's
South
okay.
Florida,
That's what we heard from
August.
Terrence, apparently, who also is down there in Florida. But no.
Neither
so,
of you guys worried about the rain.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, for God's sakes. We have a lot of people down in Florida.
One person driving under the sun, and then the other person literally having a live podcast in the middle of a rainstorm.
Man, you should see the Jet Miami games at home down here. I swear, half the stadium's Jet fans.
I love it. That revs my engine. And they will be a big test, for lack of a better word, a challenge to get over is the Jets beating the Dolphins. The Dolphins have had our number for many years, so it's going to be up to us to shut them up.
Well, that's because we couldn't put up points.
I hope that's the only reason. I hope.
If you can put up points with the Dolphins, you can beat them.
Yeah.
Well, we beat them 2 years ago.
Yeah, but they didn't have Tua.
They had Teddy Bridgewater.
They didn't.
It was week 5.
My
it was
bad.
Teddy
Left-handed
Bridgewater.
Chad Pennington. That's my nickname for him. Left-handed Chad Pennington.
There you go. Oh, that's insulting. But no, we beat him with a rusty wrench. That was great.
$6.1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had a lot of rushing.
I'm just saying, I love some Dolphin fans down here. They think he's the second coming of Dan Marino. I said, man, have you ever seen him throw a 25-yard out on a frozen rope? No, because he can't do it.
Ah, wow.
He cannot do it.
Oof. Well, Tim, so tune in 10:30, Jets Worldwide. Again, that'll be after Boy Green Daily. We'll do the same normal shows we're going to be doing this weekend. AM, yeah. For those unclear, everyone else seemed clear except Wudi, who was supposed to be on the show, but that's okay. 10:30 AM. So Jets Worldwide. Make sure you guys check it out. Tim, thanks, brother.
I'll definitely check it out. All right.
Appreciate it. There you go. And yes, like I said, if you guys ever want to play me on Madden, feel free to add me on the PS5. That is Boy Green 25. That's the same that it is on the screen right now that you can see everywhere. BOY Green the color 25. And yeah, the new Madden game I think downloads tonight, but I got all kinds of work stuff, so I don't know when I'm going to actually get a chance to play. Probably this weekend, but hit me up and I'll try to play when I can for sure. I normally stream the games live on YouTube, so you guys can hear me swearing up a storm, whether good or bad things are happening normally. Okay, crazy show, Wudi. Any final thoughts? The historic show, first time we've ever opened it up to callers.
Definitely historic. All right, Third Party Thursday. We asked you to come on and be the third party. And guess what? Third Party Thursday, we have 3 third parties. So just the omen, 333. If that means anything to you, well, that's how this show went. So definitely appreciative of everyone in the comments on the show, everywhere besides Carolina, where they're out here starting fights, okay, letting us down on this show. Carolina, we about to give them that work in this offseason. I'm sorry, in this offseason, in this preseason game this Saturday at night. All right, 7:00 p.m. Right, I'm trying to get my AMs and PMs down.
Okay.
But right now, yes, that game is PM, and then this show Jets Worldwide, wide, 10:30 a.m.
Yeah, that's true. And also, guys, I'll be tweeting out a few more one-on-one clips. Again, I was editing the footage from the Jets that they had the camera on the field. So I'll send you a few more of those on some of the players. So if you want to see those clips, tune into Twitter at BoyGreen25 or Instagram at BoyGreen25. I'll be sharing those out. There's some fun ones, and they're just quick, like 7-second clips of one-on-one of offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. The only offensive lineman I had was Fashanu. All the rest of them are pass rushers against Panthers O-linemen, which are pretty cool as well. And that's a good point. Before we sign off, Jared B says, Woody, you got to get your ass in the coffee club, which is, of course, the YouTube membership group and also the Discord. So you could get in the Discord. So, Woody, yeah, what are we waiting for, buddy?
I don't know. I do not know. I'm overdue.
You are.
So yes, I will.
Everyone is peer pressuring you. Woody, join the dark side. Jared B, get in the dark side. There you go. So for people who do want to join the coffee club, go, including Woody, apparently. It is the top link of the YouTube description down below. It's $2.99 a month. You join the coffee club. You also get access to the Discord where, again, the show gets crazy because we talk about things. It just goes beyond the show. The show's normally every day at 7:30, and then the show's over, and you're like, oh, well, I guess I got to wait till tomorrow. No longer have to wait till tomorrow. Discord, boom, 24/7. It's pretty gosh darn cool. So Woody, get on your crap, basically.
Fine. You got me. I will be there. And again, appreciate all you guys in the comments. The Wood emojis, red and wild. Boy Green meets
damn straight. We love it. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow morning for Boy Green Daily. Zach Rosenblatt joins me tomorrow morning from The Athletic to talk about all things New York Jets. We'll see you guys then. Take care, everyone.